In 2009, author James Dashner introduced us to Thomas, a boy living in a life-size maze. Dashner recently released the third and final book in the Maze Runner trilogy, The Death Cure. Our own Becky Anderson sat down with Dashner to talk about the popular science fiction series in this week's edition of Authors Revealed.
Welcome to Authors Revealed. I'm Becky Anderson. I'm so excited. One of my favorite young adult authors is here. It's James Dashner. He's here with the final book in the Maze Runner trilogy. It's called The Death Cure.
I always tell people, number one, it was definitely inspired by two books that just really affected me in high school. And those were Ender's Game and Lord of the Flies. Probably that was the first seed or whatever, and I wanted it to be in the future in a post-apocalyptic world. And I wanted there to be some sort of experiment, and that led me to think of a maze, and it just built from there.
And you know, the elements of the story with the boy who, you know, he's thrown in this world, doesn't remember anything from his past, ends up in this place, along with other boys at the beginning,
Right.
even though a girl does end up in the story.
Yeah.
And it's such a strange place. It's such a strange. It does remind you so much of Ender's Game, and that goal to survive. But I mean, Orson Scott Card must be one of your.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, if you know, you put a gun to my head and said, what is your favorite book you have to choose of all time, I'd probably say Ender's Game, because it just affected me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a short, you know, story, but just the character of Ender, what he went through, and then, you know, the cool twist ending, it just affected things I like to read and watch and write from that point on.
So any plans? Your love of movies? Any plans, or has anybody taken the option on making this into a movie?
You know, we haven't talked about it a lot, but it's definitely public knowledge. It has been optioned by 20th Century Fox, and they really do seem serious about it. It's not greenlit yet, but they've written a script. They've put feelers out to directors. So it's, you know, especially if the Hunger Games movie does well,
I
really think the movie's going to happen.
that would be so cool. That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
But how do you create it so it feels so real, and you are so much a part of what Thomas has experienced? Is that hard? Does it take a lot of crafting?
You know, I want to be in Thomas's head, and I literally go through the five senses. You know, like, what is he seeing? What is he hearing? What is he smelling? What is he feeling? And I just try to think, number one, how would I respond to something? And number two, how do I wish I would respond? So like, Thomas is kind of who I wish I would be, you know. I don't think I'd be as courageous as him or as smart as him sometimes, but I don't know, I just try to put myself there in the situation.
We've had a great conversation with best-selling young adult author James Dashner about his final book in the Maze Runner trilogy. It's called The Death Cure. Back to you, Jen.
Thanks, Becky. If you're interested in the full interview with James Dashner, visit our website at nctv17.com for a list of airtimes.